Alright, this is a trend review of the Dow. I think I'll do a 5 minute chart and go through this. So this was 3:10 in the morning, which was the first turning point of the day. Started right over here. As you can see, you know, wave went up for 45 minutes on 2400 and pulled back on 2. Alright, on 2. If you're if you are short, it tells you get the hell out because the dynamics of supply and demand have changed. It's no longer downtrend because of all this, and there's a shift from weakness to strength. Basically, all that means is that there's a turning point here, and this is, in the Wyckoff method, like basically what he does is trade turning points. Well, on the trading side, that's what he did, or that's what the course is about. Um, anyway, so that's the turning point, all right. And then from that point, the entry can be made here, where it says exit. You could exit and also reverse the position, or at least consider reversing the position. That's the that's how it's built. And also there's a buy signal, basically lack of supply here, and it's a turning point. I mean, all you really need to see is 24 up and 2 down. There is no supply, and that's what yields a rally. Like over here, pull back, low volume. Then here, it makes a high on low volume, but it pulls back on more volume, and that's like, okay, then I have to start thinking, okay, what's going on here. Now I want to watch the test after more volume down to see if there's going to be a turn. But that test doesn't come. In fact, it climaxes instead. So it climaxes on more volume up, less volume down, meaning 98 up, 23 down. Then again, 35 up, more volume. Now you're getting more volume on the bottom, on the pullback. All right, so now you have 198. Okay, that that has got, and remember there's a climax here because it's a climax, or at least overbought or whatever, because the wave is like 20 bars. All right, and it had a low volume test, and it had more volume up here in 3500, but the pullback has just way too much volume. 198. Is this effort? I mean, I don't think so. From my perspective, who's gonna buy this high after a climax? The effort should be back here. So basically, this is actually selling, or it is some type of sign of weakness. But it's disguised as a higher low. But they're selling here. They're selling the retest of this climax, the secondary test, and a sell. And here is the turning point for the short side. The other one was a turning point for the long side, right? A turning point for the short side. Ding ding, and it's game over. So don't, once you start um, reading price volume behavior and also experience the market again and again, you see that I don't know, but that this behavior is quite prevalent. So anyway, that's the turning point. Catches the top, then the damn thing falls. Bang. Alright. Now it has low volume pullback, then again on lower volume, more volume up high, cannot make a higher high, so some effort that initiates the pullback on more volume. But if you take a look at all the numbers, because you can't just read like low volume, more volume, you have to pay attention to the numbers as well. These indications that I put here they just make things easier. All right, they make things easier, and one of the things that I noted in the Wyckoff's material is that the whole point of the wave chart was to teach tape reading. Now the problem is if there's a lot of numbers and a lot of waves. When that happens, it's a little difficult to process this way, this number, this number, this number, this number, this number, that number all together. So the indications make it much easier. Look at the indication, then if you want to look at it deeper, just then you can take a look at the number. So over here, when there's more volume, I want to see. Wait a second, how much more? And it's 55, but I want to compare it to the rally is 94. So there's no reason to like fret because it pulled back to the low bar right here, and it's basically about a little more than half, right? And then this rally occurs. So although it's more volume than the prior up wave, there's no low volume test after it. You know, instead you have more volume up. Now, given all of that, anytime, in my opinion, anytime you see a rally on volume, where it says over here more volume, you always want to see the pullback test, because one of the biggest mistakes that occur is is what they do is they give you a strong rally. Okay. Now traders who know how to play will go and they'll sell the rally. All right. So other traders will try to buy like in the middle or something because they see a rally. It is critical to wait for the pullback and the reversal. Okay, you want to see how much volume is coming back on the pullback. You want to see a rally and the pullback, not just the rally, because many times strength is sold, especially in downtrends. So this is what happened over here. A lot of traders must have bought in this area. And if you do that, you basically get stopped out, get filled, get stopped. Pulls back on low volume and goes back down, and all of a sudden, it reverses. It reverses, and now look at the indications. You have more volume up, you have a low volume pullback, it's tested this area, so this, I don't have a clear turning point signal yet, but from what I see, this is the shortening of the thrust. Basically, market got oversold, tested, took out the stops, and went from 130 to 18. Then switched from 18 to 110, which is really 1,100 contracts up there. So now I want to watch the testing. 34. That's 1/3. Okay, supply is out. Alright, and if you're short, right, what the signal says, get out. You may or may not want to establish or just reverse the position, but that right there means there's a change in the overall tone or whatever. It went from bearish to bullish. Right now, at this moment, it is bullish. It may change, if it tries to go and retest this area or whatever, but from what I see, this right now, remember, I'm not looking at like daily charts or this or that. Right now, this tape, this market, for this moment, is bullish until we see waves of until we see more selling waves, and the selling waves are stronger than the buying waves. Right now, the buying wave at this moment, bingo, 110, 34, more bigger, smaller, more volume, less volume here. So that this moment is no question that the trend, the immediate trend, has gone from bearish to bullish, because that's what the market says. Now that could all change, and we could get another turning point, but I mean, you have to be able to jump on things at the moment. So anyway, so how many turning points? This, I think, is a turning point. You have the exit signal. I mean, it's not 100% clear, and the signal didn't fire, but this, for whatever reason, but it has all the. Well, let me see. Yeah, that's why it didn't fire. Ding, 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 ding. 1, 2. I think there may be one more test, and then we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is one potential turning point. This is one signal-based turning point, and this is another signal-based turning point. Look what happens. Bang. And down. This I don't know about yet. But anyway. Alright. That's all, folks.